Welcome back, everybody, to this out-of-box impressions video, which I promise only lasts 5 minutes, no more, every single time. Except never. It's usually 7 minutes. Moving on. So, what do I think of the Tripowin Mele, which is the brainchild? The tuning response is customized by this guy right here. If you can see this little symbol. Maybe you can't see it there. Maybe you'll see it better on the box. This guy. It's a partnership with BGGAR, Bad Guy, Good Audio Reviews. You can find a link to his channel in my description. I'm pretty sure as soon as I put these on, I could hear his tastes. Just because this thing is so good on live music, in my personal opinion, anyway. I really find that these have a full and warm signature. And I usually don't like warm. If you guys been watching my channel, my other impressions videos, my reviews, I have a lot to say in favor of brighter gear. I mean, you look at my HD800S, there's a reason why I only keep certain things on my counter, the things that I'm proud of putting up here as my favorites. And STAX, no electrostatic drivers, these things are bright. HD800S, bright. 600, neutral. But I'm a neutral/bright biased person. So for me to give praise for these, which are warmer, is saying something. Because when I get warmth, I usually get less of the clarity that I want. I usually hear the vocals less when there's too much bass or too much low end and then low mids. It kind of bleeds into everything. And some people have described it as blooming over the rest, bloomy. But these have achieved what I have not heard yet, which is interesting. They have a full sound on the low end without sounding bloomy. And the guy who tuned these, BGGAR, Bad Guy, Good Audio Reviews, he is very with it. He really nailed it. He got these to sound full and rich from the low end without sounding characteristically bad as warm or too warm by my standards. He somehow nailed having the voices and instruments still come forward through and not make you feel like they were recessed. Nothing feels like terribly recessed. Now, does that mean it's my top choice and my top recommendation of all the gear ever because it's doing everything? Well, not quite. I mean, it is still only $50. This is dirt cheap, guys. But for $50, heck yes, I'd recommend this. I think everybody should, if they're an IEM fan and they don't have something that's like $600 plus, even $300, if you're not already using something warm that's expensive that you really love, these are the warm set for you, especially in the budget range. If you're looking for anything $100, $200 or less, I really highly recommend these as a full, rich-sounding set that still has forwardness where you want it to feel forward. Now, I still don't rank these as high as some other gear on my ranking list. I actually still prefer the Aria personally, which is only $80, not much more than these, but it's like apples and oranges. The Aria is a neutral bright, whereas these are a warm with forwardness peppered in on the upper end. But it's generally warmer, and that's just not my personal style. That's all it is, my personal taste. I think there are people who are going to rank these higher than me in their own personal collections, especially in the budget of $200 or less. I think these are, if you charge $200 for these, I would not bat an eyelash. I prefer these over various FIO branded IEMs that are also warm on the warm side. These are, check my ranking list. These are higher than most, pretty much all, except for like the expensive stuff of the sub 200 priced warm stuff that's out there. So get these totally. The only other thing I want to say is that the cable is the best cable I've ever gotten from an IEM stock. These are soft. Like, look at this. If you can see this well, they're soft. They wind. They don't knot. These things, I cannot for the life of me make these things knot up, and they just wrap very easy and soft and malleably, if that's a word, malleably, around your hands. I unplugged one of the IEMs earlier. That's not like too loose of a connection. I didn't have that connected. And they just wrap so easy and right back in the case. There's no like weird kinking. I mean, there's a little bit if you don't wrap it completely right. I mean, but it's very soft and workable. And the extra cable, if you're interested in that jelly cable for another 20 bucks that they sell with it, it's also soft, but it's a little thicker. And I'm just a person who prefers thin cables just for the convenience, for the handling and putting it in cases. That's just me. I am not going to say whether or not one sounds better than the other. I just don't know enough about cable sounding different to weigh in on that hot debate. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this impressions video. I might have a sound demo of these recorded as like a best budget showdown video coming up. But we'll see. Hopefully I can get a demo out to you so you can hear it. See ya.